Good evening, cousins. I'm back again. It's your cousin Angela in the kitchen, honey. Listen, today I'm going to make this homemade macaroni and cheese over again. I received tons of complaints from a lot of you all saying that you cannot hear the audio in the video. Some of you saying you can't hear me. Some of you saying the music was too loud. I need you guys to know that that particular video that you guys are looking at, that was my very first one that was being uploaded. I know I've made many more since then, but that's okay. I'm going to remake this because a lot of people wanted it. And so I want you all to have it and to enjoy it on your table, not just this holiday, but anytime. All right, I hope everyone's doing well. Listen, I've got a 5-quart pot on the stove cooking. I'm going to show you these ingredients, so let's just get to it, okay? All right, buddy, let's see. All right, here we go. So what we're going to start off with is I have a pound of elbow macaroni. Now, this is a whole box. This one here is a half a box, so we're not going to use both of them. I just want to use this half a box and a little bit more to go along with that, okay? All right, listen, I have one 12 full-ounce can of evaporated milk. I have 2 of these 8 pounds of mozzarella cheese that we're going to use in our video. We're going to use those. Then we have here, then we also have here, we have 2 pounds of Colby Jack Monterey. This is Colby Jack and Monterey Jack cheese. Then we have sharp cheddar cheese, and this is about a 1 pound block. Then we have 1 stick of salted butter. And then right here, we're going in with our sour cream, 8 ounces of sour cream. Now, this half a stick of butter, we won't be using it. I'm just going to use about a tablespoon to put in my water for my macaroni noodles so they don't stick, okay? And then, of course, we have our 3 large eggs. Okay, I'll see you soon. We'll meet at the cousins. So I've already opened my mozzarella cheese. We're just going to grate some of this up, and I'll just do a little bit, and then when I finish, I'll come back and we'll meet at the stove, okay? Keep a little bag next to you, like I always tell you, for your trash. I forgot I had this right here. I don't know why I'm doing that. So we're back at the stove. My water is boiling, very hot. I'm just going to add these noodles. I'm going to boil my noodles for exactly 7 minutes. That was half a box. So I just used a little bit out of this whole box, and now I have 1 complete box, 1 pound noodles. All right. I like to put a little piece of oil in here, which is a piece of butter. So let me just get that. Let me see. I'm just going to get a little piece of butter here just to prevent my noodles from sticking. I know some people don't like to put oil in there, but this is how I grew up, my mom and my grandmother, which is to put a little piece of oil in here to prevent them from sticking. Okay? And one other thing I do want to share is that you got to salt your pasta. You have to salt it, the water, because it will lose its flavor. And I just want to put like half a teaspoon in there because my husband and I suffer from severe high blood pressure. And he also, as I've said before, suffers with congestive heart failure. So I have to be careful with the seasonings that we use. All right? You do what your preference is, but it's going to come out just as great. All right? All right. See you in exactly 7 minutes. Uh-oh, I turned off the wrong. All right, cousins, so our macaroni noodles are done. All right, and what we're going to do here now is next I'm going to drain them in my colander. I'm going to use the same pan to mix everything together. So I'm going to drain them here. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to turn the stove completely off. I'm going to add in my 1 stick of salted butter. And again, I don't add salt to my macaroni and cheese because cheese has salt in it. And as I said before, my husband and I both have a, suffer with high blood pressure. And then he has a heart condition with congestive heart failure. But cheese has a lot of salt in it. But if you feel like you want to put salt in yours, then do so. But you really won't need it because it's going to taste so great. So then I'm going to season it as well with a little black pepper. You don't want your food to be bland. All right, you want to mix everything while it's seriously hot. Next, I'm going to go in there with 2 cups of half and half. Okay. And you just keep stirring. Now, I was shredding my cheese and my shredder stopped working on me, so it was okay, honey. Look, I just cut them up into little blocks, and honey, they still going in the cheese. They're going to melt either way we look at it, okay? All right, here we go. We may not need to use all this cheese, but listen. So we have some Kobe Jack Monterey. All right, we have some of that. All right, we're just going to use what we have that did not get shredded. Let me just toss that in my sink to go down the drain here. Over here next to our Kobe Jack Monterey, we have our mozzarella cheese. And we're going to use all that mozzarella. We have sharp and cheddar mixed together. All right, now, let me go back and get something else. So, I have to get my milk and wipe my milk can off real good because you know, in these stores, they do not wipe their hands when they're stocking things. So you want to make sure everything's nice and clean. So now, to our 2 cups of half and half, we're going to add 1 can of 12-ounce full can of evaporated milk. And I always like to go and get some cool water out the faucet like my grandma and mom did and just fill that up and add that to this can. Okay. Let me just add some water to this. All right, so like I just like to fill this up and get all that extra milk out of there. Honey, ain't about to throw nothing away. Okay. Did just like Mom and Grandma used to do back in the old time, honey. We about to throw nothing away up in here. A little goes a long way. If you don't want to get the remaining milk out of there, you don't have to, but hey. All right. Now what I will do is I'm going to let this melt a little. And then what I'm going to do is add some more of the sharp cheddar cheese blocks in it. And then what we'll do is go to the next step. See you in a minute. All right, cousins. So now our mac and cheese is nicely melted. So now we're just going to go to our baking dish. All right, meet you back at the counter. All right, cousins, so now that we're back, what I'm going to do is shake up our little can of baking spray, remove it away from the food. All right, want to spread it along the sides and in the middle. All right, what I like to do at this time is to go ahead, we have our 3 large eggs right here. We're going to beat those up in just a moment. But like I like to do is go ahead and add my sour cream. Ah, shoot, I'm spilling it everywhere. And I like to use about half a pack. Okay. Put this in the sink to get washed. Give me one moment. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and mix up our sour cream here and our mac and cheese. All right, next, we're going to whip our 3 large eggs. You never want to mix it while everything's smoking hot. You want to let that macaroni and cheese kind of cool down for about 5 minutes. Give yourself about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, because you don't want them to cook while you're on the stove with that hot mac and cheese. All right. Next, I want to layer my mac and cheese, so I'm going to start by pouring some pasta in my dish. Here we go. All right. Lord, look at that goodness. Let me just do it this way. Remember to clean up as you go along, cousins. Oh, Lord Jesus, I didn't mean to do it that way. I do apologize. I wasn't trying to do that. Making a mess here. All right, next, what we're going to do is I'm just going to add some more of these Colby Jack cheddar, Colby Jack Monterey. Like I said, my shredder broke, so I was like, we're not throwing all that goodness away. We're just going to cut it in blocks like Mom and Grandma them used to, honey. It's all going the same way anyway. Once you get it all layered and added a few blocks of cheese or your shredded cheese, whatever, then what you do is layer it up and you just finish it off as I'm doing here. Okay. And again, I just add some more cheese. All right, I have my stove set at 375 and I'm going to cook this for exactly 35 to 40 minutes. I like to remove mine out of the oven when it's lightly golden brown and crispy around the edges. And then, but when I first put it in there, I like to cover it loosely with some foil. And I keep that foil on there for probably about 15 minutes. I put it on there. And then what I do is I remove the foil and then push the mac and cheese back in there and let it finish cooking. Okay? I want to cover all my angles here. Like I said, this is going to be nice and cheesy. Honey, you're not going to even need no salt in it because the cheese gives off that salty flavor. Trust me. Also, I like to put me a cookie sheet liner under it just in case something bubbles over, because you know Cousin Angie don't like a nasty oven. I ain't got time for it. Okay, all right, so now let me get my Reynolds wrap foil nonstick. Okay, you know me, I'm a Reynolds wrap girl. Now we're just going to cover it loosely, just like that. $3.75 for 35 to 40 minutes. Cousins, so our homemade macaroni and cheese is out of the oven, fresh and hot. I've already got my plate and my fork. It's a little late, but don't you worry about it. We're going to go ahead and close this video out. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you make this macaroni and cheese. If you do, let me know what you think about it. If you don't, leave me a comment below. Let me know that too. Also, want to make sure that I ask that if any of you can hear the volume very clearly and precise on the video, you can leave me that comment as well. I also want to wish you all happy holidays from my family to you all. And thank you everyone for your love and support here on my channel, where I tell you we're all cousins, like one big family here, okay? All right, so let's get down to this macaroni and cheese, honey, because Cousin Angie is hungry and I got a few more videos to get down with. Okay, so here's our macaroni and cheese. Got me a little small saucer. I'm just gonna go ahead and dig in. Lord. Ooh, honey child, we don't want this hot stuff to come bubbling down on me. It's nice and hot, Jesus. Okay. Just gonna leave this right here like that. Here is our homemade macaroni and cheese. Let me know what you think about it. It's nice and hot out of the oven. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay. Okay, I apologize about the noise, but anyway, let's get to it. All right. It is smoking hot. Jesus. Ooh. You definitely don't need no salt. This cheese has everything you want in it. You do not need any salt. You really don't. But if you prefer to use some salt, I would say no more than a teaspoon. But you don't need it. Cheese has plenty of sodium in it. Rich, creamy, delicate. It's so cheesy. I cooked this on 375 for about 40 minutes. I left the foil on top for 15 minutes. I went in the oven, pulled the foil off, put it back in the oven. It's definitely creamy and cheesy. You can taste the cheese. Go in and get you some. Go in and get you some. It's so good. Oh, baby. It's the cheese for me. Listen, I can eat this whole darn pan in 2 days. This is definitely on point. You're going to love this macaroni and cheese. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a message. Let me know if you make this. Send me a picture if you don't want to put up a picture. Baby, leave me a comment. Let Cousin Angie know what you think about this, okay? Okay, I'm going to let y'all go. It's the cheese for me. I love you all. Thank you. Be sure to pick up the phone and call someone and tell me you love them today. Take care of each other. Be safe out there. And I got another video to do. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye, cousins. I love you. Bye-bye.